What's going on, everyone? In today's video, I'm gonna show you all the world's fastest raised bed. Let's go. Done. What was that, 1 second? This is a galvanized steel fire ring. Now, we've done lots of videos in the past about this, and a lot of you have had really great feedback, but there's so many new people that I wanted to bring this to your attention because for those of you that don't want to purchase a raised bed kit, we actually sell galvanized steel raised bed kits. They're awesome, super high quality, and they're guaranteed for life. But these raised beds are really simple, and you can find them just about anywhere. We actually picked this up for $60, believe it or not, from our local hardware store. They're very inexpensive, and the great thing is, these right here are just pretty local. You don't have to ship them, pretty low carbon footprint. And the awesome thing too is they're galvanized steel, so they're not gonna rust. They already come pre-assembled, and you can grow a ton of food in such a small area. I'll kind of give you some ideas as we fill it up. All right, so what we're adding here is kind of our go-to raised bed blend. Super simple. All it is 1 part peat moss to 1 part bagged compost. You don't really have to add any perlite or vermiculite because in raised beds, it's kind of unnecessary. By the time you add all this beautiful, really fluffy material, it's gorgeous. And then you combine that with a little bit of dolomitic lime to knock down the acidity because it's pretty acidic. Blueberries would love this, but for most garden plants, it's gonna be a hair too acidic. So we add a little bit of dolomitic lime just to bring down the acidity. And then we add in, like I said, 1 part bagged compost. And by the time you do that, it drains so well and it's so light and fluffy that perlite and vermiculite would honestly just kind of be a waste of money. So a lot of you are probably gonna be asking, what can you plant in this raised bed here? Well, the answer is a lot. You'd be shocked. So yes, this is 36 inches, and they do make other sizes as well. This is just what fit well in this space right here. And the amazing thing is that in 36 inches in diameter, you've got roughly around 7 square feet, just a little bit over 7 square feet to work with. So the options are kind of unlimited. You could put about 4 tomato plants, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of food in a small space. You could put a boatload of lettuce if you want. I mean, basically, one of our raised bed kits, it is just a little bit over 16 square feet or 12 to 16 square feet. So it's about twice this size, but we're gonna be growing in our 12 square feet about 10 pounds of lettuce. So you're gonna get just a little bit less than a pound per square foot, meaning in a raised bed like this, you can expect almost 7 pounds of lettuce. That's a ton of food in such a small area. So there's a lot more you could also plant. What about 3 zucchini plants? 1, 2, 3, absolutely amazing. You could have so much zucchini that you wouldn't even know what to do with. I mean, 1 zucchini plant basically feeds our family for half the summer. 2 zucchini plants feeds us the whole summer. 3 zucchini plants feeds us the whole summer, plus put some in the freezer and gives zucchini bread to the rest of the neighborhood. Like, there is so much food generated from just this small area that there should be no excuse why you're not doing something like this. If you can't go with a raised bed kit, or let's say you don't want to go with like a wooden raised bed, you want something that's gonna last forever, not gonna rust, this is your option. And this is amazing how much food you can grow. And the great thing is the height too. So let's say you want to grow a boatload of carrots, you can grow 16 carrots per square foot. 16 times 7, don't make me do math. That's a lot of carrots. So what happens if you don't want to plant a bunch of plants, you just want to plant one big one so it's not interfering and shading out your other garden? Well, you can do that too. In fact, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be planting up an artichoke. And yeah, an artichoke is a little bit wasteful on space, I'll give you that, but it needs to be kind of planted on its own because it's huge. When it's fully mature, thing's got like a 4-foot wingspan. This thing's absolutely massive, and it gets super tall as well. I don't want to put it next to my other stuff because it'll just far out compete and smother everything else out. So it's gonna go on its own. But we've also planted fruit trees, believe it or not. It's deep enough that you could plant something like a fig tree. If you were down south, you wanted to plant a citrus tree, you could plant a ton in that little space right there. And they do so well because of the depth and the size, makes it really versatile. And I know you're probably wondering this because I haven't mentioned it yet. A lot of you ask, well, it's metal. And down south, like I just talked about putting a citrus in there, metal conducts heat, right? And that heat would burn the roots and cause the plant to die, right? Wrong. So yes, the raised beds are made out of metal. And metal does conduct heat. However, you're not putting a bonfire in here because if you were, then the metal would get hot. However, you have to remember that the heat that's generated or is absorbed more or less is absorbed into dark colors. it's actually reflective. And to be honest, it actually keeps the soil cooler. It's pretty incredible. It has almost the same effect as if it was painted white. It really does not get as hot as one would think. And so I would highly encourage you to try these. Now, there's one condition, and that's that because they are made out of metal and because they don't breathe, when you water, the water inside of the soil will stay there. And so the raised beds themselves have kind of an Achilles heel, and that's if you overwater, because the only way for that water to drain is out the bottom, but it's not gonna dry out the sides, it's only gonna drain out the bottom. So if you have really good drainage, you might be fine, but it's definitely going to be easier to overwater in something like this than it would in a raised bed made of wood where the water can wick out of the wood and dry. So just keep that in mind. They're awesome for a lot of reasons. You just gotta make sure you don't overwater, which is pretty simple. All right, so there you guys go. I'm gonna plant this artichoke up, and I know what you're probably thinking. This seems like a really big waste of space, but honestly, I love artichokes. They can actually produce a lot of food in a small area, but they do get pretty large. So what we're gonna do, because they're not gonna get this whole area, like that, what we're gonna do is we are gonna plant some fast maturing crops around the outside. So we're gonna do things like radishes. We're probably gonna do maybe some arugula, possibly some lettuce, just some stuff that is gonna mature fast, it's gonna grow fast, and we're gonna harvest it fast so that by the time the artichoke does spread its leaves out and start to shade, by then we'll have already harvested those crops. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all try these style of raised beds. They're a ton of fun to use, and they couldn't be simpler. So if you've used these, let me know in the comments box down below. And as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow bigger. Take care, bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider checking this one out. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you so much for your viewership, because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's free. Consider doing that. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, rain or shine. And if you need any garden tools, supplies, or seeds, check out MIgardener.com. We got you covered. See you guys in the garden. Bye.